So one day they disappear and you've started healing, and finally they message you that I miss you a lot. I am a changed person. And you suddenly feel anxious, your heart starts racing, you feel that okay, maybe he's a changed person now, he loves me, and we really have a spark and bond. And you find out that do they actually love me? But what if that message wasn't about love at all? But what if that was a psychological manipulation or hoovering? So today I'm going to explain exactly what hoovering is, why narcissism, how we recognize it, and very importantly, how to protect yourself. So hoovering is a manipulation tactic where someone tries to pull you back in the relationship after you decided to distance yourself from that toxic relationship, from that toxic person. This word hoover is actually comes from a vacuum cleaner. In vacuum cleaner, the dust sometimes comes back. So it pulls the dust back in, and it comes out of the. Sometimes it comes out of the vacuum as well. A manipulative person tries to pull you back in their emotional control because you were there in control, and then you wanted one day decided that no, I don't want to be in his control. I want to take control of my life. How devastating it was so far. The moment you think that, you distance yourself after months or maybe after years, or maybe that person want to have the control back in your life. It can happen with the boss, parents, ex partner, husband, family members, friends, for that matter, right? But the question is, why do they even hoover? Do they really miss you? The answer is no. They don't actually always miss you. Sometimes they miss having the access to you. Sometimes they miss the control in the life, control over the other person in the life. They may want validation, emotional supply, control, attention from you in every smaller or bigger aspects, backup option, someone familiar. They know all ins and outs of your life. They know where you will be triggered and where you will not be. So that is the control they want to have in their own life. Not every person who reconnects is hoovering. You have to understand that. Healthy people reconnect by actually taking accountability. Of course, we have to check for patterns. We have to see the intensity and where we feel safe, right? In hoovering, when the person comes back, it lacks accountability. The person is still safe, though their words are saying something, but they are still safe. What are the 10 signs of hoovering? You will see, I have changed. No explanation at all. No therapy, no accountability, just promises. Another sign can be, I miss you. Notice, is he or she respecting you, your time, your values, or just simple words? Another sign can be fake emergencies. Oh, only you can solve it. You are the person who understands me, nobody else. Do you think that's possible? No, right? Love bombing returns. You know, immediately they message you and shower with lots and lots of love, and you'll be like, okay, so many months, so many years, there was a distance, and suddenly a lot of love. How? The intensity, the long paragraphs, the flowers, the gifts, the promises, and the future plans, and again you fall in a trap only if you are not aware. Only, if you have not taken control of your emotions, the change of hormones, the change of norepinephrine happens, of course, but if you are aware, you won't go back. Another sign can be pretending that nothing happened. Suddenly, love bombing. Hey, how are you? No, sorry. Where have you been? What's up? What's been there in your life in past many months? No, as if nothing existed at all. There can also be ways like using mutual friends, using acquaintances. I heard from that person you are doing great. They wanted me to check on you. Yeah, sounds familiar? Social media baiting, viewing every story, liking old posts, posting quotes, trying to trigger curiosity. That is something very common. That is I've also faced. Then they put you on long guilt trips. Oh, you have changed. You have become different. Now I don't matter for you. They'll try to put a guilt on you, blame on you, and you will feel bad about it. You will question yourself. You will say, "Oh, is it? Maybe it's a trap again." Jealousy tactics and repeated cycles gone and gone. In jealousy tactics, they talk about their dating life. They talk about, they will keep on posting with someone else. They'll share the post with you. And in repeating cycles, it means they disappear, they return, they come back. Everything is happening again and again. My question is, why Hoovering returns? Why is it that, why they keep on coming back into your life? Of course, we discussed about the control and everything, but the thing is trauma bonding. And why Hoovering works with you, because the bond at first was trauma bond. It was not love bonding. When abuse is mixed with an affection, like I said, there is an adrenaline, norepinephrine hormones that gives a reward to us, and we crave for the reward until and unless you are aware of your emotions, until and unless you have taken control of your emotions and charge of your life. It's difficult to break, right? Because you will always keep on falling into that craving for reward. It's called intermittent reinforcement, similar to that of gambling or addiction. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, but your brain keeps hoping. Intermittent reinforcement, right? So is every ex who comes back hoovering? Like I have said earlier as well, not every person who comes back is called hoovering. No, not at all. Sometimes people genuinely grow after a year or 1 year, a gap. Person has generally worked upon themselves, and you will know through accountability, to change behaviors, to the way they speak, they are apologizing, they're taking responsibility, their patterns, respecting boundaries, the consistencies, apologies, right? That will be visible not only in words, in the behaviors. That is important. The behavior, the consistency that you need to check, right? Is it a healthy return, or is it just intensity? It is just confusion. It is still the same person through words, not in a changed behavior. So very, very important is how to respond at that moment when a person comes back and returns messages. Is don't react immediately. Take a pause. Breathe. Discuss it with your friends. Ask yourself, am I responding because I think they have changed, or because I miss the version of them I hope existed? Most of my clients generally said, ma'am, I think that person will change. I hope that a person will change and come back in my life. Now, is this possible? So, why do you want to respond? Is this your hope, which is getting, fueled up? And then don't respond immediately. Have boundaries. So even if you don't want to talk, you don't have to express excessively. You don't have to give explanations in detail. Don't argue. Don't believe whatever he or she is saying. If you want to save evidences, if needed, you can, so that there is no destruction later on. That's totally up to you. You know the intensity. So these are the smallest things which you can do rather than reacting immediately or getting anxious or panicking. Just have a strong, strong boundaries. Continue taking support from wherever you are seeking. Continue to talk to trusted people and have a good circle around you to get support. To get out of the narcissist abuse, it is really difficult. It takes time, it takes patience, and it will require a lot of support from the therapist, from the friends, from the family. Yeah. So remember, hoovering is designed to create confusion, to have that control back in their life. It creates a lot of on and off. It definitely don't break the cycle. Whereas healing creates clarification. You always should ask yourself, did they come back because they have changed, or because they have noticed that you have stopped chasing them? Your answer can actually protect your peace. So if you have experienced someone disappearing and suddenly appearing in your environment, and when you finally started healing, taking control of your life, just comment I can relate in the video below, and I will subscribe to this channel, and I will keep sharing more about narcissistic abuse recovery. I will keep sharing a lot about toxic relationships. So Dr. Aanchal Makhija signing off from this video, but stay tuned for more such videos. I will see you in the next video.